Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Josip Hergovich, and I'm a teacher at University North. I've always been fascinated by how new technologies influence our everyday lives and shape our behavior, especially when it comes to ethical decision-making. This curiosity guided me toward exploring corporate digital responsibility, where businesses of all sizes, from large corporations to small and medium-sized enterprises, share the responsibility of using digital tools ethically and transparently. In today's talk, I will focus on digital inclusion and accessibility and highlight how these aspects are crucial for everyone to benefit from current technological advancements. Whether it's designing websites that people of all abilities can use or ensuring fair access to digital resources, we must keep responsibility at the forefront of innovation. In this sense, SMEs play a pivotal role. They are the backbone of many economies, and their active participation in inclusive and ethical digital practices can significantly influence the well-being of both customers and communities. I'm excited to share my insights and look forward to hearing your perspectives as we explore how ethical, inclusive technology can lead to more responsible and sustainable growth, both for individuals and for organizations of all sizes. Thank you for joining me, and let's get started. Let's start by looking at the meaning of these two terms. Digital inclusion basically means making sure that everyone, no matter where they live, how much money they make, or what their physical or cognitive abilities might be, can enjoy the benefits of modern technology. Accessibility is closely related, but focuses more on designing digital products and services so people with different needs or disabilities can use them easily. When we put these ideas together, our goal is clear. Technology should be available and user-friendly for absolutely everyone. Now let's talk about some practical ways to make this happen. I want to share a few approaches that any organization, whether we're talking about large corporations or small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, can follow. Make your website accessible. Use clear headings and descriptive text so screen readers can help visually impaired users find what they need. Include alternative text, alt text for images, so people who can't see the images can still get the information. Check that your colors and fonts are easy to read, and that pages can be navigated using just a keyboard. Provide alternative formats. If you have videos, offer captions or transcripts for viewers who can't hear audio. Give people different file formats for documents, like PDF or Word, to accommodate various devices and screen readers. Design for different devices and connection speeds. Make sure your websites and apps work smoothly on mobile phones, because that's the only internet access some folks have. Keep your pages lightweight and fast to load, as not everyone has a strong internet connection. Education and training. Offer basic digital skills training for anyone who might need it, including your customers, employees, or local community members. Provide step-by-step instructions or video tutorials so people can learn at their own pace. Use clear, inclusive language. Write in plain, understandable language without too much jargon. Consider offering content in multiple languages if you're serving diverse communities. Test with real users. Invite people with different abilities to try out your website or app and then gather their feedback. Use that feedback to make improvements because real-world input is the best way to uncover what might not be working well. Adopt accessibility policies and standards. Familiarize yourself with guidelines like the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, WCAG, to ensure you're on the right track. Incorporate these guidelines early in your planning so accessibility isn't just an afterthought. Collaborate with experts. Don't be afraid to ask for help from accessibility consultants, nonprofits, or advocacy groups. They can offer valuable insights and advice. Join industry forums or groups focused on inclusive design to learn about best practices. Offer multiple support channels. Make it easy for people to reach you, whether that's by phone, chat, email, or social media, so everyone can choose the option they prefer. Train your customer support teams to understand assistive technology so they know how to help users who need specific accommodations. Continuous improvement. Keep track of where users run into trouble by looking at analytics or simply asking for feedback. Remember, technology changes fast, so stay updated on new tools and standards that can help you remain accessible. What's great about these steps is that they benefit everyone. When we ensure our digital products and services are easier to use, we're not only supporting people with specific needs, we're also creating a better user experience for all. And small and medium-sized enterprises, in particular, have the agility to adopt these practices quickly and set an example that can spread throughout their communities. By staying committed to digital inclusion and accessibility, we make our digital world more open and equitable, while also strengthening our organization's reputations and relationships with the people we serve. Ultimately, it's about creating a future where no one feels excluded from the possibilities technology can offer. Now, let's talk about why digital inclusion and accessibility matters so much for SMEs in the European Union. First off, the EU is a highly diverse environment. We have people from different cultural backgrounds speaking multiple languages and experiencing varied levels of digital literacy. Across all member states, the aim is to make sure that nobody is left behind in the digital age. First, meeting legal and policy requirements. In the EU, there's a growing focus on legislation and standards that push for accessibility in both public and private sectors. You might have heard of initiatives like the European Accessibility Act or the Web Accessibility Directive. These require organizations to make their digital services accessible to all users, including those with disabilities. While these rules mainly apply to public sector bodies, they also create a broader culture of accessibility that SMEs should be mindful of to stay competitive and avoid future legal pitfalls. Tapping into a larger customer base. By investing in digital inclusion, SMEs can open their doors to potentially millions more people who might otherwise struggle to access goods or services. Think about seniors who might have difficulty navigating complicated websites, or people with visual or hearing impairments who need adapted content. Making your website and apps user-friendly for them doesn't just meet an ethical obligation, it can expand your reach and win new customers across the continent. Boosting reputation and customer trust. European consumers increasingly care about how companies treat their customers and communities. When SMEs prioritize accessibility, it sends a powerful message that they're forward-thinking, customer-centric, and ethical. This can build brand loyalty and trust. In a crowded market, that positive reputation can be a real differentiator, especially for smaller businesses trying to stand out from bigger competitors. Encouraging innovation accessibility often fosters more innovative design. When you're creating apps, products, or websites that need to work for a wide range of users, you and your team start thinking more creatively about user experience. This can lead to ideas that are more intuitive, streamlined, and efficient for everyone, ultimately raising the overall quality of what you offer. Aligning with EU core values. In the EU, there's a strong commitment to values like inclusion, diversity, and social cohesion. Small and medium-sized enterprises, being at the heart of local communities, have an important part to play in turning these values into practical action. By promoting digital inclusion, you help drive the EU's broader mission of strengthening unity and equal opportunity, something that benefits society and the economy at large. Attracting and retaining talent. Finally, consider that employees also benefit from an inclusive digital environment. When your internal systems are accessible and user-friendly, you're creating a workplace that appeals to a wider pool of talent. People with varying abilities will feel more comfortable applying for jobs, and you'll see higher satisfaction and productivity among current staff when their tech tools just work. In short, making your products and services accessible to all isn't just a nice to have. It's increasingly becoming essential for SMEs in the EU. By embracing digital inclusion, you align with European values, broaden your customer base, stand out among competitors, and stay one step ahead of evolving legal requirements. It's truly a win for everyone: your business, your customers, your employees, and the communities you serve. Here's a simple step-by-step roadmap for how a typical European small or medium-sized enterprise, SME, can start making its digital services more accessible to everyone. I'll use everyday language so it's easy to follow. Assess your current digital platforms. What to do? Begin by taking a close look at your website, mobile apps, and any other digital channels you use. Use free or paid accessibility checkers like WAVE or AXE to get an initial idea of where the problems might be. Note down any pages or functions that users often complain about or that seem confusing. Why it matters. This health check helps you figure out which parts of your digital presence need the most work right away. It also gives you a baseline so you can measure improvements later on. Train your team on inclusion and compliance. What to do? Organize short workshops or training sessions about digital inclusion and relevant EU accessibility standards, like the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG. Encourage everyone, developers, designers, managers, and even customer support, to attend and learn the basics. Share easy-to-understand guides and checklists. Why it matters? Accessibility is a team effort. If only one person knows what to do, it won't stick. Training ensures everyone uses the same language and understands the same goals. Implement inclusive design for products and services. What to do? When creating or updating digital products, use inclusive design principles from the start. Focus on clear layouts, easy navigation, and well-structured content. Make sure your color choices offer enough contrast and your fonts are large and clear. Why it matters. Inclusive design means creating solutions that work for as many people as possible right from the beginning. This reduces the need for major fixes or redesigns later on. Partner with experts and stakeholders. What to do? Consider reaching out to accessibility consultants, local disability advocacy groups, or tech specialists who can provide hands-on support. Involve community members who have firsthand experience with accessibility barriers and can offer valuable insights. Why it matters. Outside expertise can help you avoid common pitfalls and save time. Bringing real users into the process guarantees you're solving actual challenges, not hypothetical ones. Identify gaps in digital accessibility. What to do. Compare your health check results with accessibility standards. Figure out what specific issues might be preventing people with disabilities or low digital skills from using your platforms. Some common trouble spots include hard-to-read text, images without descriptions, or forms that don't work well with screen readers. Why it matters. By pinpointing exactly where the problems lie, you save time and resources. You'll also ensure that the improvements you make have the most impact. Set goals aligned with accessibility standards. What to do. Decide on clear, measurable goals. For example, by the end of this quarter, all images on our website will have alt text, or we will meet at least WCAG 2.1 level AA on our main website by year's end. Break these goals into smaller tasks that can be assigned to specific team members. Why it matters. Having realistic, bite-sized targets keeps everyone focused and motivated. It also makes it easier to track progress and celebrate milestones along the way. Prioritize actions based on impact. What to do. Look at your list of issues and figure out which problems affect users the most. Tackle the most urgent or widespread challenges first, such as fixing crucial parts of your website, e.g., main navigation menu, customer login, payment process. Why it matters. By focusing on the areas that make the biggest difference, you'll quickly see improvements in user satisfaction. This also shows your customers and stakeholders you're serious about making changes. Deploy tools and best practices. What to do. Put known accessibility features in place, such as alt text for images so screen readers can describe them to visually impaired users. Keyboard navigation to ensure people who don't use a mouse can still navigate your content. Transcripts or captions for videos so users who are deaf or hard of hearing can follow along. Use responsive design techniques so your platform works well on different screen sizes and speeds. Why it matters. These core practices are the building blocks of accessible digital platforms. They're also relatively straightforward to implement, giving you a quick win in your accessibility journey. Test platforms with diverse user groups. What to do. Invite people with different abilities, like visual or hearing impairments, limited mobility, or even low digital literacy, to test your site or app. Encourage them to share honest feedback about what works and what doesn't. Document everything and address the issues. Why it matters. Real-world testing shows you how actual users interact with your platform. It uncovers usability barriers that automated tests or internal reviews might miss. Regularly review your progress. What to do. Schedule regular check-ins, e.g., monthly or quarterly, to see how you're doing against your goals. Update team members and stakeholders on what's been fixed, what's still pending, and any new issues that have come up. Why it matters. Accessibility is an ongoing effort. It's not something you do once and forget about. By reviewing regularly, you ensure that progress doesn't stall and that you keep up with new standards or technologies. Gather user feedback and continuously improve what to do. Open lines of communication, such as feedback forms on your website or email surveys, where users can report any difficulties. Why it matters. Listening to your community helps you stay on track and provides ideas for future enhancements. Continuous improvement fosters a culture of inclusion, which benefits everyone, customers, employees, and the broader community. By following these steps, assessing your current situation, training your team, setting clear goals, and continuously testing and improving, You'll create digital platforms that truly work for everyone. This approach not only helps you meet evolving EU accessibility requirements, but it also strengthens your reputation as a business that cares about all of its customers. And in the long run, offering inclusive, user-friendly experiences can open your doors to new markets and opportunities, making it a win-win for both your SME and the diverse communities you serve. At the end of the day, digital inclusion and accessibility aren't just buzzwords. They're essential steps toward creating a fair, open, and successful digital environment for everyone. By understanding why inclusion matters, assessing and improving your current platforms, training your team, and continuously seeking feedback, your SME can stay aligned with EU values and emerging accessibility standards. This process isn't a one-time project. It's an ongoing commitment to ensuring your products and services are easy to use for people of all backgrounds and abilities. Not only does this strengthen trust among customers, employees, and partners, but it also sets your organization apart as one that genuinely cares about the well-being of its community. In short, by making digital spaces accessible to all, you create real value for your business while contributing to a more inclusive society, a true win-win for everyone.